Hello everyone, we are live from Italy, from a sanctuary, Santuario Capra Libera tutti. We are live to launch again the coronavirus confinement challenge. This launch is aimed to show different ways to take the challenge, easy ways and more creative ways. The idea of this challenge is to shine a light on how the animals are forced to live in isolation and confinement. What is a quarantine for us, it's actually a lifelong for the animals inside farms. But there is a difference. We are home and we have all the comfort. We have books, TV, snacks, we have everything we need. Animals inside farms experience suffering and torture in every single moment. Animals inside farms are forced to stay in small, dirty spaces. Usually they have to face just one way, sometimes just a wall. So this challenge is a way for you to try to experience what the animals go through. This live stream will show you easy way to take the challenge. We are in a sanctuary, so we apologize if you can hear some noise because there are animals, and we make sure that you also see animals afterwards, and probably you will see some of them around us. So now I'm going to show you Massimo, who runs the sanctuary that is locked inside his home. So we think that all of you might have a lock, and he decided to lock himself at the table. So I want to spend a few words now just to remind you why we are doing this challenge. The coronavirus locked us home, and we cannot stop doing activism. We need to remain active, and we need to find different ways to keep our activism on, because the animals are still suffering all over the world. Everything is closed, but slaughterhouses and farms are still working. Animals are exploited and they are transported from a place to another. The COVID-19 is a virus that originated in Wuhan, China, and it's thought to have come from live markets where animals are sold as food. We know that coronaviruses are zoonotic, meaning they are transmitted between animals and people. Detailed investigation found that other coronaviruses like SARS was transmitted from civet cat to humans and MERS from dromedary camels to humans. The World Health Organization have shown that other transmissions of diseases happen from animals to humans via animal agriculture and live markets. Marburg, Ebola, Nipah, H5N1 bird flu, H7N9 bird flu, mad cow disease, monkeypox, swine flu, etc. Many more in the past, and many more to come if we don't learn our lesson. Several known coronaviruses are circulating in animals that have not yet infected humans. Yet is keyword, and masks and hand sanitizers are not the solution. We must recognize the origin of these diseases, which are live markets and animal farming as a whole, and act rapidly to address them. The US Center of Disease Control has recommended that in addition to hand washing and good hygiene, the public protect themselves by eating a healthy diet. So we wanted to explain a little bit why there is a big connection between the animals inside farms and coronavirus. So we are locked homes because of this virus, and we are trying to find new ways to do activism. So now we are going to show you more ways, but maybe we can ask Massimo how he's feeling now. I'm going to ask him in Italian, and then I will let you know maybe he's feeling because he unlocked himself. Massimo, ci vuoi dire come ti senti e ti vuoi anche iniziare a...
È una situazione brutale ed è una situazione molto simile a come ho trovato alcuni dei miei animali quando li sono andati a salvare, erano legati per il collo da quando erano nati.
So he says that the situation is very uncomfortable, it's very bad, it's very hard to stay in this situation, and it's actually a situation where he could somehow compare to the animals that he actually saved, because he runs a sanctuary and he has animals that we will show you afterwards. So he compares this way he locked himself to the way that he found some of the animals that he saved. So now he unlocks himself. We are not going deeply into the feelings of this challenge, because we want to show you different ways, because we want to challenge to take it. So now he's showing you a very easy way. So you can actually take a tape and put it on the ground, and you can put yourself there. So the idea is to challenge you to take, to create a cage, a prison, a confinement in your home, and to try to experience just a little bit what the animals go through for an entire life. Probably there's no way to reach that level of suffering. Probably it's impossible to reach that level, but we can try a little bit to experience what it means to be confined. I actually personally took the challenge. I'm gonna share with you my experience later on, because the last way to take the challenge we're gonna show you in this live stream is the challenge I took. So I will share my experience at the very end. But yeah, now we show you different ways. So maybe Massimo, you can take another way. So maybe you can just put a pillow on the ground and you can stay there for at least an hour. We challenge you to try to stay there at least for an hour. If you can stay there more, 6 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, you can do it. You can try to stay there with no food, no snacks, no TV, no books, and you should try to not move yourself, because the animals inside farms cannot move. If it's uncomfortable for you, don't push yourself. If you feel like you want to stop after 5 minutes, it's also good. If you feel like after 5 minutes it's already a lot, then you can really understand what is an entire life in a cage for an animal. Massimo, if I want to. In the meantime that Massimo prepares another one, I present you Patti. She's Patti. She's an amazing parrot that she also says some words sometimes. She speaks Italian. She speaks a few words in Italian. She's so cute. So far we showed a tape on the ground and the pillow on the ground, which is something super easy that everybody can do and everybody can actually try home. If you have a cage like this, maybe you can put yourself in a cage like this and try to stay for as long as you can. Massimo, vuoi dirci qualcosa?
Ma questa è una cosa che possono fare chiunque possa avere magari dei cani in casa o dei gatti, così provano come si sentono anche i cani stessi quando li mettono in questi termiccoli.
Massimo is sharing that this is also something that you can understand what the dogs and cats sometimes go through when they are in those little fences. We are trying to take this challenge for the animals inside farms to raise awareness on their suffering, but Massimo just shared that also cats and dogs sometimes are in those kind of cages.
Ma credo che anche questo sia proprio lo spazio vitale, per esempio delle galline, quelle ovaiole. Credo che questo sia proprio lo spazio vitale.
Per una sola, intendo.
Sì.
So he's saying that this is also a space where usually hens are staying. So now we're going to show you another easy way to take the challenge. In the meantime, I show you Patti again. Patti, di ciao. Ciao. Ciao, Patti. Ciao. Usually she says ciao, but maybe now she's shy. She's shy. So if you have a fence or something like that at home, we are in a sanctuary, so we are trying to use everything we have here. We didn't buy anything. We are use the stuff we have. So if you have something like that at home, you can actually close yourself under a table. You can close yourself under a table and you can stay there. Or if you don't have a fence, you can stay under a table anyway. Sorry, I'm reading your messages, just a second. So Chrissy Martin saying, even sitting in a chair and not moving for 10 minutes hurts. This is how I demonstrated in a care home. Thank you for what you do. Love you. And all in Italy. Yeah, that's right, Chrissy. Also staying in a chair, it's super uncomfortable yeah, if we don't move and we stay there, it's super uncomfortable. Ok, Massimo, vuoi provare un'altra?
Sì.
So we are just trying to show you the ways. That's why we stay just a little bit. This live stream is aiming to show you different ways to take the challenge, so at the end you can actually take the challenge.
È anche impressionante il fatto che non puoi usare il tuo corpo. Questa è una rete per conigli, per esempio. E magari il coniglio, se si vuole estendere o vuole fare qualsiasi movimento, non ha la possibilità, e questo ti crea veramente disagio. Non poter usare lo spazio, ma solo quello piccolo che tu hai. Queste sono piccole gabbie da ingrasso.
Yeah, he's saying that those are somehow little cages for the animals to get fat, and he's trying to share that animals inside those places don't have the opportunity to move enough. So now this is another way. So he actually went under another table and he's putting this kind of wire around him just to confine himself. So yeah, he's trying to lock himself in this way, just to make a confinement, to feel inside. Those are very easy way to take the challenge. So the idea for this challenge is to let you try, let you experience what the animals go through for an entire life. Of course, there is no way to get close to what the animals are experiencing, because animals inside farms are locked in those small dirty spaces where they cannot move, and they have to face just one way. They have wounds, they suffer, sometimes they are covered by their own shit, their own feces, the friends' feces. The spaces are so dirty and we cannot even imagine. They stay in wet places, and for us it's not even close to them. We try another way now. As you can hear in the background, we have animals. So now Massimo is taking this chain. Of course, we could have done this inside the home because we are showing easy ways for you to take the challenge at home, but since we are in a sanctuary, we thought to go out so we can show you some animals. He's Rocky. Here we have a little pig. Massimo, tu costruisci pure, io intanto faccio gli animali. So we have a piggy here, we have some dogs, we have a goat, we have a llama. The llama is the famous Krutsko. And here we have many birds. All of these animals are saved from exploitation. All of these animals are coming from farms or before they were slaughtered. So actually this is a great place to spend the quarantine. We are somehow lucky, even though in this period it's not easy for the sanctuary, because it's not easy to get food. So it's not like before. Sometimes it's not easy to get the food here, and of course there are 200 animals that have to eat. So sometimes it's not easy, but it's not a bad place to spend the quarantine. So Massimo decided to chain himself. So you can actually chain yourself. He actually put a chain like this, but then you can actually make it shorter. You can try to put a very short a very short chain and try to understand what it means to stay like this. So of course now we are just showing you ways to take the challenge, but try to take it and try to stay as long as you can. Try to stay there at least for an hour. An hour might give you a sense of the time, but if you can stay 2 hours, 3 hours, 12 hours, try to stay there. Try to not eat for as long as you can. Try to, maybe you can actually try to put the sound of the animals inside farms. Maybe you can put the pigs inside farms, the cows that are suffering, some noise, some sound that comes from farms, and maybe you can go deep into the suffering of the animals. Maybe you can lock yourself, you can confine yourself in a place in your home, and you can put the sound of the animals inside farms, and you can experience even more what they go through. Maybe you want to stay in a wet floor. Probably if you saw the live stream that was done 1 hour ago in Berlin, Siobhan was in the shower in a wet floor, and she tried to experience the pigs that usually stay inside farms on wet floors. Usually they stay in their own feces and in those dirty places. So maybe you want to add this into your challenge. Now we can try the last one. Massimo, andiamo dentro. So now we slowly move inside, because I'm gonna show you how I took the challenge. I actually took the challenge twice. I did it yesterday and I did it this morning again. And actually I'm gonna show the pictures and the video on my profile. I'm Simone Scampoli, and probably will be shared also in this page. But now we will show you very quickly the challenge I took, and I try to express the feeling I tried when I took this challenge. Before I go inside, I want to show you Krutzko. He is Krutzko. Here we have some animals. And before we go inside, I just want to remember that we would like you to take the challenge, and we would like you to sorry, I have animals around me. We would like you to share it with the post, with the live stream, with a video, and maybe you want to tag your friends. You want to tag 3 people. Remember to tag Animal Safe Movement on Facebook, and remember to tag The Safe Movement on Instagram, so we can keep track of your challenges. And remember to use the hashtags coronavirus confinement challenge and switch to plant-based. So just a second, because I have to take the challenge, so I need to switch the camera, and I pass this. So now we go inside, and I take out the microphone. Tieni Massimo.
Aspetta, si mangia tutto.
Ok. Scusate se a volte c'è un po' di casino, ma ci sono gli animali nel santuario e a volte ci interaggono. Sorry if sometimes we have animals around us, so it's not easy to move because we have the animals. So this is the place I actually took the challenge, and now it's gonna be very quick, just to give you a sense of what I did. And the reason why I want to enter this place again It's because I want to share my experience. I stayed there, I don't know exactly how much I stayed there. I actually stayed there yesterday more than an hour, probably two. And today also I stayed there for more than an hour. And now I'm gonna share with you my experience. So it's not easy. So yesterday and this morning I took the challenge inside this place, and I actually stayed for almost 2 hours inside a place like this. The water was cold, and I was cold, I was suffering, I was feeling a lot the challenge. The reason why I stayed like this, and then I will show in this page also the video, I stayed inside this place with this in my mouth, and I stayed this position for almost 2 hours. And the reason why I decided to stay this way, it's because fish are the most abused, neglected, and forgotten animals on this earth. Since I was inside this bucket with cold water, I was thinking about all the animals inside farms. I was thinking about them in their small, dirty places, how they suffer, how they feel to stay there. And at the same time, I was thinking about all the animals I met. With Animal Safe Movement, we bear witness. We usually go outside slaughterhouses, and we go sometimes also inside farms. So I was thinking about all the animals I met, their eyes, the moment I spent with them, I connected with them. I was thinking about the cows, the pigs, the chickens, the sheep, every animals inside farms or outside slaughterhouses I met. But the reason why I decided to represent the fish in my challenge, and I'm really looking forward to share it with all of you, maybe tonight or tomorrow, with a video, it's because fish need to be heard. And when I was here, I was thinking about, I remember when I was at the port, in a port, and there were fishermen, they were selling fish, and they were still alive, they were suffering, they were suffocating, they were fighting to live. And I could hear their screams. And the impressive thing is that the people around me couldn't hear them. I felt alone. I was the only one that could hear their screams. And I was looking at them, and they were fighting to live. They were screaming. They were screaming loud. Fish scream loudly. And I didn't know what to do. I was in panic because I was suffocating with them. I was suffocating inside while I was watching them. So if you're watching this video, please share it. Share this video, share it, because it's amazing if you can take the challenge, and if you challenge your friends, your family, everyone you know, try to take the challenge and try to challenge the others. Also, try to challenge non-vegans. It would be great if non-vegans try to take the challenge in a way that we try to let them experience a little bit what the animals go through. When I was here, I was in another room of this house. I closed myself in a room because there are many animals around and I get distracted. And of course, when you have animals around, you're happy. There's happy animals here. Those animals here are happy, are free. And so I get distracted. So I close myself in a room and I stay there 2 hours in a cold water. It was painful. It was intense. I was 2 hours with this like this. And try to imagine fish inside this bucket, maybe full of fish. As they live inside farms, it's packed of fish. They cover the surface of the water because there's no room for them. I was trying to feel them. I was trying to feel the animals. It was very intense, very, very intense. I was trembling like this because the water was cold. The position was very uncomfortable. Now it's fine. It's just 5 minutes. But when you stay 2 hours this way, you cannot move. It's very painful. So I'm gonna share the video of my challenge, and we are challenging you to take the challenge. Challenge your friends. Take a video, take a picture, do a live stream, tag your friends, tag Animal Safe Movement on Facebook, tag This Safe Movement on Instagram, and use the hashtag coronavirus confinement challenge and switch to plant-based. Please take the coronavirus confinement challenge and try to experience just a little bit, because you cannot even go closer to what the animals go through for their entire life, but try to experience what is a lifelong for the animals compared to a quarantine with all our comfort at home. Thank you so much. Please share this video and take the challenge.